Let me show you how to connect your DJI Mic Mini, both the mics and the receiver, to the Mimo app via Bluetooth so you could dial in your settings on the fly, especially for the noise cancellation. My name is Sir Z. Let's get started. Starting with the receiver, first things first, grab your receiver out of the case but leave the transmitters inside. You don't want them to auto-connect with the receiver and mess up the sync between the receiver and your phone. Now make sure the receiver is switched off before we proceed to the next step. That's basically how this procedure works. Next, pull out your phone, toggle the Bluetooth on, and fire up the DJI Mimo app. With the Mimo app open, press and hold the power button on the receiver. You'll see the green light flashing, but don't let it go yet. Keep holding it until it turns blue. Once it's blue, the receiver unit should automatically pop up in the app for connection. If it's being stubborn and doesn't show up, just tap the camera icon in the app for manual searching. And if that still doesn't work, just jump into your phone's Bluetooth settings and pair it there. Once you head back to the app, it'll pick up the signal and you're all set. Now that we're in, check out the device settings. This is where the magic happens. First up, noise cancellation. You've got two choices here, basic and strong. If you're just in a quiet room, keep it on basic to keep your voice sounding natural. But if you're vlogging on a noisy street, flip it to strong and let the app do the work. But like I mentioned in the first video, don't forget to adjust the physical gain dial on the receiver accordingly based on the sound condition or noise level in the environment you're in while recording. You want to dial that in perfectly so you're getting the cleanest possible signal alongside your app settings. If it's set to 0 dB or decibel, it means the receiver sends the audio signal to the camera exactly as it is. Just a disclaimer, I'm not an expert when it comes to audio recording stuff, but as far as I'm concerned, 0 dB is my baseline gain level and my default for my everyday video filming. If you're in a loud environment, you can lower the gain level to -6 all the way to -12 to avoid clipping your audio, which just means the sound getting distorted in the recording. But if you're in a quiet place or your voice is naturally low when you speak, you can adjust the gain up to +6 or even +12. Plus, you also need to consider your camera's audio recording level. Currently, I'm only using the built-in mic of my Sony ZV-E10 for this video, set at 25. But that definitely changes once I plug in the Mic Mini. I'll probably drop the camera setting down to around 15 or 12. Again, I'm not an audio expert, but the best rule of thumb is to always do an audio test with your camera and mic attached before you start recording. Check your camera's audio meter and make sure it's not peaking or hitting the red. If it's red, it's distorted. Staying on the green is how you can get professional audio with your camera and the Mic Mini every single time. Once your level's set in the app, the next section is for selecting the audio channel. Depending on your choice, if you select stereo, think of this left and right audio channels as either as your mic on the left while the right channel is your mic 2, or the left channel being the main audio and the right channel as a secondary audio. But when you select mono, both channels act as a single solid stream of sound coming from the center. Most of the time, you'll want this on mono. It's the go-to mode for vlogs, podcasts, or just talking to the camera because it keeps your voice front and center. But keep in mind that in mono, everything picked up by the mic is baked in. Like I said in my Mic Mini unboxing video, what you record is what you get. If someone suddenly yells or a loud motorcycle rolls by, your audio is stuck. A solution for that here is to set your mono to use safety track mode with the toggle switch right below it. If this is on, the receiver sends two versions of the audio signal down the cable to your camera. The original version goes to the left channel, and the second version goes to the right channel at a lower volume, specifically at -6 dB. Think of it as your backup recording. If a part of your main recording gets too loud and starts to clip, you can just cut that section out in your editor and replace it with a clean lower volume version from the safety track. No more ruined takes. I actually showed the step-by-step on how to handle these tracks in Premiere Pro and shared a quick guide on how to do the same in DaVinci and Audacity in my unboxing video. If you want to learn how to split those channels or clean up your audio in post, better check that one out. It's the same video I'll drop at the end. With stereo that uses the left and right channels separately, you can basically edit each channel individually in post. If one speaker is too quiet, you can boost their volume without affecting the other person. Setting to stereo adds that sense of space, depth, and direction, giving your audience a much more professional 3D experience. It's exactly what you want if you're recording music or looking for that immersive surround sound feel in your videos. For most of us, vlogging on the road, mono is still the go-to mode. You can upgrade it to mono safety track in the app if you want to get creative, or throw in the noise cancellation feature to help limit unwanted background noise from getting into your recording. Going back to the Mimo app receiver settings, see that low cut switch? Keep that on. It helps get rid of that annoying low-end hum from things like air cons or distant traffic, making your voice sound way clearer. Next, for the not-so-tech crowd like me, check out Auto Off. I leave this on, so the receiver shuts itself down after 15 minutes of sitting idle. It saves your battery for when you're actually on the road. About devices is where you can check your firmware version. If there's an update, do it. It keeps your DJI Mic Mini running smooth and fixes any bugs. To finish the menu, Receiver Auto Power handles the work for you. It automatically toggles the receiver's power whenever you turn your camera on or off via the TRS cable. It's a massive battery saver. Then there's clipping control. Think of this as an emergency volume dip. If you're at a loud concert or a noisy street party, it automatically lowers the gain to keep your audio from hitting the red. It's a great safety net for rowdy environments. Now, when you're done and want to disconnect, just press the exit button on the app and disconnect it from the phone's Bluetooth. Simple as that. Being able to change all of this in my phone without plugging anything in is a real game changer. And to be honest, this is what I missed in my first video. I originally thought I had to connect the receiver physically to my phone because that's what I heard in other videos here on YouTube. I was worried because the lightning adapter is not included in the set, so I couldn't plug it into my old iPhone 8 Plus. I'm so glad that that turned out to be wrong. Now I can easily change the settings for both my transmitters and the receiver accordingly using the app. Now for the transmitters, I already covered this in my first look, but let's do a quick refresher for anyone who missed it. By the way guys, if you found any value in this video or at least got entertained, hit that like button to support the channel. I've got plenty of content creator related stuff on the budget in the works for the coming weeks, including more tutorials for this mic mini as I put it to work from here onwards. Everything I will experience with this mic, also with the Sony ZV-E10, everything I'll learn, I'll share them to you. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out any of that. First, fire up the transmitter. Hold that power button until the green light flips to blue. If it doesn't link up right away, just head up into your Bluetooth settings and connect it manually. Once you're back in the Mimo app, it should pick it up. Not, just hit that camera icon to search and tap connect. Once you're in, there are 3 basic settings you gotta know about. First is auto on or off. I love this because it makes the transmitter wake up or go to sleep whenever the receiver does. It's one less thing to worry about when you're busy filming. Next up is the power button function. You can actually customize this in the app to act as a quick toggle for your noise cancellation. It's a quick way to switch on and off the noise cancellation of this mic without having to dive back into your phone menus. Now, for those of you asking if you can use the Mic Mini as a remote record button, that only works when the Mic Mini is synced with any of the DJI Osmo cameras like the Action 4, 5 Pro, or with the Pocket series like the Pocket 3 or Pocket 4. If you have any of those and they're linked together, you can use the link button to do exactly that, not the power button. Last time I heard, it even works with the Insta360. Just remember guys, that remote recording feature only works with those specific Action and Pocket cameras. It doesn't support your phone's native camera app or your regular DSLR and mirrorless setups. If you're filming on those, you'll still have to hit record the old-fashioned way. Finally, you got the LED light toggle. The only reason you might want to switch this up is if you're filming and that glowing light is distracting or reflecting in your shot. You can turn the light off with this toggle switch in the app. But I don't do that. I won't do that because that's the only thing that actually tells me the device is switched on. I'd rather have the glow than not knowing my mic's already dead. But anyways, it's all about making the gear work for you, not the other way around. So you do you. One last thing before you head out filming, any changes you make to one transmitter won't automatically apply to the other one. Remember, each transmitter has its own unique Bluetooth name. So if you want that noise cancellation or the LED lights turned off on both, you've got to connect each one individually in the app and set them up one by one. So guys, that's how you get your DJI Mic Mini receiver and transmitter fully linked to the Mimo app. From here, you've got total control to tweak, tune, and master your mic's sound right from your phone. But don't forget that physical gain dial on the receiver. These are what's going to help you keep your levels perfect while you are actually filming. And of course, the audio recording level on your camera. Here's the video I was talking about where I gave my first impressions after unboxing. Check out how the audio holds up in the audio and range test I put it through. I also shared some crucial details on that one that you definitely need to see to get the most out of your complete Mic Mini set. So go and check this one out. If you have related questions or suggestions for the next topic, drop them down in the comments and we'll talk about them real soon. Thanks for watching guys, this is Sir Z. I'll see you in the next one.